Hi guys, I'm doing a bit of a test here in the garden. I can't sit in the house when it's this nice, so I quickly chuck the seat together. It's covered in dust, but can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's see if you can hear me first. Let's read some of your messages. So it was Gladys's birthday I think on the 25th of April. So we're going to celebrate today. We're going to have a Gladys Presley day. Yeah, we were in the garden. We're going to have a Gladys Presley day. I was a lot of messing around trying to get everything set up, but I'm making myself a coffee. Oh, thanks, Kat. Now, the other thing I wanted to, because you guys were mentioning about Gladys's health, I did want to just quickly try and understand the thing that was said about Gladys drinking and that. Thought, let's try and defend Gladys a bit, as well as honor her for her birthday. Yeah, which we missed because we've been so dived into all the topics we've done recently that we missed it. So I found a couple of videos, short clips from Billy Smith, because obviously we all trust Billy. We go by what Billy says. Now, I'm not trying to say that Gladys didn't drink. We all drink, don't we? We'll all have a beer. Even though I'm not a drinker, but I'll have half a lager, or I'll have, if it's a special occasion, I'll have a drink. Yeah. So I'm not trying to say that Gladys never drank. What I'm trying to say is that Gladys, that in the 50s, that alcohol, even the 40s, that alcohol, alcohol was, sometimes some people treated alcohol like medicine. Yeah, like it was medicinal. People couldn't afford doctors, so alcohol had many uses. Yeah, so I just very quickly tried to find some videos. I found two videos from Billy Smith. I'm going to play them both, and you tell me what you think. Okay. So one of them sort of says that she would have a drink. That in the family there was some drinking happening, and then the other video sort of says, but it was never really a problem. Yeah, so it's not going to be our topic. Our topic isn't did Gladys drink. It's just, I thought, because we ended it, didn't we? We ended the live stream. In case you've just joined us, we've done a part 1. Please watch it. It was beautiful. It was lovely. Because we ended that topic discussing Gladys's health. I think Nancy mentioned a couple of things. So I thought, well, let's try and answer that question. Just, did she drink? Yeah. I personally don't think drinking was a problem for Gladys, but I think she'd have a drink. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So I'm going to play those two videos that I put them on my Facebook. So we'll get them up. And you decide, guys. You decide what the situation was with the drinking. I'm not being negative. I'm just answering comments, yeah, that was said earlier. So there's two videos from Billy Smith, one from, I think, probably 20-30 years ago, and one much more recent. Okay, guys, so you decide yourselves on how things were with the drinking. I personally think Gladys has been very unfairly portrayed as a drinker. I don't think Gladys was a big drinker. I just don't think it. So I think even in the Baz Luhrmann film, it was unfairly said. So I want to get your comments on here so we can see what you're saying. So guys, it's a beautiful summer's day in the UK. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's so lovely today. So lovely. I can't sit in the house. So let's just get your comments up. I'm hoping you can hear me fine. I have plugged it in so the battery shouldn't run out. So we're going to do an hour, and then I'm going to go off and walk the dogs. So lovely. Right, so let me just quickly check your comments. Before I came on here, I was watching on Louis' video of Vernon singing. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it, Luann? Thanks, Luann. Years ago, a friend of mine got hepatitis, but she got over it and she never drank. She went yellow, but it cleared up. I don't think that we know that she had hepatitis, do we? I don't know. I don't have any understanding of Gladys's medical history. I don't know. I don't know about her autopsy. I've never looked into it. So I have no idea, guys. You guys are going to know much more than me. A lot of these videos that we do together we learn as we go. We're learning together. Yeah. Even this whole Gladys celebrating her birthday. I'm learning. I'm no expert on Gladys. Far from it, guys. Far from it. Let me just read your comments. What Gladys did is right. Let's have a look. Well, Teresa, it's not as simple as that. We're fans. We're interested. Teresa, I just want to say to you, everything we do is none of our business. Everything. Doesn't matter who we're talking about concerning Elvis. We make it our business because we're fans, but we do it from a good place. We do it from a good heart. No bad intention. Do we know how the story started? I missed the first live. There's not a story. We're just celebrating the birthday of Gladys, and we're just learning about Gladys and Elvis and Vernon. So Elizabeth, I didn't like the way she was portrayed in the Baz Luhrmann movie. I didn't either. I've never liked the way Gladys was portrayed in that film. There's many things in the Baz Luhrmann film I just don't like. Let's have a look. My father, but don't forget, I do understand that film launched Elvis again to a new age group. Yeah, a new audience. I think the film did a lot of good for Elvis, the Baz Luhrmann film, but that doesn't make everything in it correct. Yeah, there's many things in it I don't like. Yeah. My favorite film is the Kurt Russell film. I will always love the Kurt Russell film. It's always been my favorite. So, Pat, I think Gladys drank more and more when Elvis went away. She couldn't protect her boy. Why, Pat? Why do you think that? That's what I asked. Why? I don't know if that's true or not. I've never heard anyone say that either. You know, I want to try and be factual. If we can prove things with eyewitnesses that say that, I'm trying to not be too much hearsay, even though we do have hearsay, because we're a discussion channel, aren't we? Defending Elvis, we discuss things, we air our opinions, which is what Pat's just done. But let's have a discussion, but then let's try and back it up. Yeah. So I meant who first started saying she had a drinking problem. It's a good point, actually. Well, that's a good point. Linda, I don't know. That's a good point. I actually don't know the answer to that. We'll listen to Billy Smith, see what he says. Linda, I think they assumed that she was an alcoholic because of the hepatitis. Hepatitis can destroy the liver. They didn't have medicine back then. I think they did have medicine, but I think, are you trying to say there wasn't anything they could do for it? Is that what you're saying, Nancy? Because you ain't no doctor, but were you there in the 1950s? Were you treating hepatitis? I'm just having a joke with you, Nancy. I have no idea if they had medicine back then for hepatitis. I have no idea. No idea. But once something gets said, everybody rides the rumor. Yep, we know that. We know that, Linda. It's a bit harsh, the movie and the story, Priscilla, adding stuff. Their lives totally wrong. I don't like how people portray Gladys. I agree with that, Teresa. Right, let's play it. Now, remember, you decide for yourselves, okay? There's 2 short, under a minute clips from Billy Smith, okay? Let's see if we can hear it first. Hang on.
You know, scanned around to ask.
History of it. I mean, my father.
And I want to play the earlier one first. Oh, it's disappeared. Typical. let's play I want to play the earlier one first. So I think, let me just see which is the earlier one. Yeah, I want to, one second, guys. I want to play the earlier one, then the later one. It keeps logging out. It's bloody annoying. Right, 1 second. Okay, guys. Let me get the sound on.
You know,
Right, it's very short, so we'll just see.
scanned around to ask other people that
Not necessarily
were there,
me.
not necessarily Billy,
have
but
to
like
ask me.
Patsy or
When she worried, she drank more. That family has a history of it. I mean, my father's in that family, and he did, and his brothers and all that, you know. And it brought that on, and by that, her drinking more, naturally, you know, it got to some of the pill taking to lose weight, and two, not realizing, you know, when drinking, and you're mixing this together, that's just not good, you know. And she already had liver disease, too.
Yeah, she said cirrhosis of liver.
She had a history of it. I mean, my father's in that.
Right, let me pause it. So, okay, well, that's quite telling, isn't it? Billy Smith says he does confirm the diet pills. He does say when she worried, she drank. Yeah, he does say that. I think we should play that again, and then we're going to play the other clip. Okay, guys? It keeps jumping off the page. It's bloody annoying, but it doesn't matter. We'll get it. Don't worry, guys. Okay, so we'll play that clip again, then we'll play the other one, okay? Let's get the volume on it.
you know, scanned around to ask other people that
Not
were
necessarily
there,
me.
not necessarily Billy,
have
but
to
like
ask me.
Patsy or
When she worried, she drank more. That family has a history of it. I mean, my father's in that family, and he did, and his brothers and all that, you know. And it brought that on, and by that, her drinking more, naturally, you know, it got to some of the pill taking to lose weight, and two, not realizing, you know, when drinking, and you're mixing this together, that's just not good, you know. And she already had liver disease, too.
Yeah, she said cirrhosis of liver.
She had a history of it. I mean, my father's in that.
Right, okay. Right, so there's that one. Then we've got another one. So, yeah, that confirms what Pat was saying, that when she worried, she drank. Yeah, Pat? Yeah? Are we agreed? Pat, are we agreed on that? So he mentions liver problems. He does mention the pills to lose weight. So if Billy said it, it's a good chance it happened. Yeah? So let's also... So let's, drinking more does not constitute to an alcoholic. I agree with that, Linda. Now, Linda, let's watch the second video, okay?
This, again, once again, let me make this clear for the idiots that supposedly made her look like a drunk. Not to say she didn't drink. She drank beer sometimes, never hard liquor. But she drank beer sometimes. But I never saw that woman even tipsy, much less drunk. And believe me, I was around her whole life. Go ahead.
I just wonder who could have told them that. I mean, who would have been able to give that information? That's why I think they should have maybe, you know, scanned around to ask other people that
Not
were
necessarily
there,
me.
not necessarily Billy,
have
but
to
like
ask me.
Patsy or
And this, again, once again, let me...
So I'm going to play it one more time. So what do you think, guys? What do you think? I don't see her as a drinker. I think she had a drink. I can see what Pat says when she worried, especially when Elvis was away. She would drink. It does seem like she was taking these diet pills. I mean, I heard Elvis took the diet pills as well. And it does seem like she had a problem with her liver, which could be what Nancy was saying. Hepatitis. Yeah. So, guys, put it in the comments. What do you think? Generally, about those two clips, what do you think? I will play that one more time.
Make this clear for the idiots that supposedly made her look like a drunk. Not to say she didn't drink. She drank beer sometimes, never hard liquor. But she drank beer sometimes. But I never saw that woman even tipsy, much less drunk. And believe me, I was around her whole life. Go ahead.
I just wonder who could have told them that. I mean, who would have been able to give that information? That's why I think they should have maybe, scanned around to ask other people that
Not
were there.
necessarily me.
Not necessarily
You
Billy,
don't have
but
to
like
ask me.
Patsy or.
And this again. Once
Right, okay. I just so we can quickly compare it, I'll quickly play the earlier clip, just so you guys could just a quick comparison, okay?
Scanned around to ask other people that
Not
were
necessarily
there.
me.
Not necessarily
You
Billy,
don't have
but
to
like
ask me.
Patsy or.
When she worried, she drank more. That family has a history of it. I mean, my father's in that family, and he did, and his brothers and all that, And it brought that on, and by that, her drinking more, naturally, it got to some of the pill taking to lose weight, and two, not realizing, when drinking and you're mixing this together, that's just not good, And she already had liver disease, too.
Yeah, she said cirrhosis of liver.
She had a history of it. I mean, my father's in that.
Okay.
Scanned around.
Okay, right. So anyway, I don't want to dwell on it. I'll read your comments, and then we'll get back to celebrating Gladys's birthday. Okay, and celebrating Gladys's life, and obviously her closeness with Elvis and Vernon, and the beautiful family that they were, and just how much Elvis absolutely adored his mum and lived for his mum, I would say. So let's just check your comments, and then we'll start trying to play some nice stuff. So Linda says contradictions, but Joe makes a great point. Who could have told him that? When you say contradictions, Linda, what do you mean? So Pat, Billy, and Joe are awesome. I don't know. June never saw her drink. Anita never saw her drink. Dixie never saw her drink. Yeah. Let me just think. Yeah, but isn't that younger? Nancy, aren't you talking younger? Yeah. Don't forget, Billy was around. Well, so if she passes in 958, let me just try and work it out. So obviously Billy grew up with them. Yeah. No, so Junico, let me just have a look. So Dixie was younger, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's have a look. June was 956, wasn't it? Anita was 57, is that right? Dixie never saw her drink. So I don't think it's right to say she didn't drink. Yeah, Nancy, she obviously, come on, there's nothing wrong with having a beer. It's completely normal. Yeah, doesn't make you an alcoholic. Yeah. I'm not trying to say she didn't drink. I'm trying to say it wasn't a problem where she should be portrayed so badly in the Baz Luhrmann film. That's more what I'm trying to say. Yeah. The diet pills, I don't really understand them. Don't understand them. They can't have been good, can they? My ex-brother was a bad alcoholic, but it was years of casually drinking, then eventually went off the rails. But it was knew him for years. When he would have wine, he was right. I'm fine. Thanks for sharing that, Linda. Where's the information come from? Yeah, she does ask that, doesn't she? I do not believe she drank. When you say you don't believe she drank, Teresa, I wouldn't. It's okay to have a drink. I'm not. I don't think it's a shame if she had a drink. It's what we're trying to understand is, was it a problem? I personally don't think it was a problem, but I wasn't there. I didn't know. I don't think in the short time from Elvis's fame to army. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because obviously. It's true that I don't. Anita never mentioned it, did she? I don't think she did. We read her book. I can't remember. We know that Elvis didn't really drink. Elvis wasn't a drinker. He'd have a drink, but it wasn't for him. he didn't like people around him that had been drinking, that were drunk, did he? So contradictions, either she was or she wasn't. Well, no, because isn't the conversation, Linda, isn't the point of the comment, this is what we're trying to work out. Was it a drink like we drink, you know, like a lager, a bottle of beer, or was it a problem? Is that what we're trying to say? Is Billy saying this? Is Billy saying she wasn't a big drinker? She never drinked hard liquor, but when she worried, she may have drunk. Is that what he's saying? Is that the contradiction you say, Linda? It sounds like because she had a beer and someone has made it out to be more worse. Yeah, I would go along with that, Debbie. I believe she had a drink, but she didn't die. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, come on. She didn't die from drinking. I've never thought that, ever. There was so much life there with Graceland. It's so sad how it is today. It is sad, Linda. It is possible the diet pills increase the effect of 1 or 2 beers. Yes, so Billy's saying that the mixing with the diet pills with the alcohol could have been a problem. I see that. And also, did they affect the liver? Did the diet pills affect the liver? I suppose, yeah. Gladys most had a drink of glass around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah, I think that's pretty normal. I don't think it was a big problem. I think people made more of it. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it was a big problem. I think people made more of it. Linda, hope you're better. I will say, though, Billy does say that when she worried, she would drink more. Billy's words. His words. He was with her. He grew up with her. That does slightly cloud things a bit. What do you think, guys? Do you think Billy saying that if she was worried, she would drink, makes things slightly different? Put it in the comments, guys. I personally don't think Gladys had a problem with drinking. I'm skeptical about the whole diet pill thing as well. Did she have liver problems? Very possible. Did she have hepatitis? Possible, isn't it, guys? Yeah. So, had she inherited any medical problems from her parents, grandparents? It's possible, isn't it? Yeah. So, very interesting. Very interesting. Not really the point of my live today, because we want to honor and celebrate Gladys Presley's life for her birthday for Elvis. Yeah. So, but we were sidetracked by this by the end of part 1 of our video today. So remember, we're learning together, guys. I have a terrible head cold now, and I have a heavy cough. Take some medicine. Linda, have a drink. I'm only joking. Linda, I hope you get better. Billy said she was never drunk, calling out the idiots who said she was. Thank you, Pat. I agree, Billy and Joe, they were there the whole time. What Billy said, Billy said alcoholism ran in the family, but that doesn't mean all the family who drink will become alcoholics. Okay? And he did mention that, didn't he? He did mention that. I think she drank, but had nothing to do with her passing. Okay. Right. I think we've covered that enough. But interesting, guys. But I wanted to do that for you because it was in part 1. I just think, I think we needed to answer that question as well as we can as fans. Yeah. Now let's just see what we can find here. Some old clips of Gladys and Vernon. So we're going to end it at an hour. And then I'm going to walk the dogs, do some weightlifting, do some running. So let's just literally click on anything and see. Actually, I'll tell you what, before I click on anything, I want to listen to Gladys and Vernon singing again. I thought it was very sweet. I think it's this one. Let's have a listen. Now the question is Elvis playing the piano?
I used to have a mother to walk and talk with me, but now I have no mother. What pleasure do I see? Home, sweet home, there's no place like home, sweet home. Home, sweet home, there's no place like home.
Hey, do you know what? I'm also going to play the other clip because it was so sweet. Just to get us on the right path. We're not talking about the drinking anymore, guys. Linda, we all send you love. I'm sure you're going to be fine. I was only joking when I said have a drink. I think Pat said have a whiskey. We're just having a tease, aren't we? We love you. Come on, Linda. You know it. Right. I want to play that one other little clip. I really liked it. So I want to play it again. Is it this one? No, not that one. I don't want to play Debbie's clip. Debbie's clip was a mistake. Sorry. Let's have a look. Where is it? This one. I loved it. You're going to like this, guys, if it plays. Here we go. Here we go. Where's the music? Here we go. Guys, this is beautiful. This will bring you to tears, this will. Beautiful, guys. That's lovely. That's lovely. That is beautiful. Isn't it, guys? Now that sets the atmosphere, doesn't it? So let's see what else we can click on, guys. Now, I did a bit of research before we started the Gladys. We're having a Gladys Presley day. We're honouring her birthday. We are a bit late. I think it was on the 25th, wasn't it? We missed it because we've been so engrossed in different topics. I felt like the same goes for the Anne Margaret thing. We were a bit late on it, but I was determined to do Anne Margaret celebration and Gladys at some point. Missed it, but don't worry, missed it. We're going to do another Anne Margaret day. We're definitely going to do more Anne Margaret days I'm going to make this a habit, guys. We're going to pick someone and we're going to make the day and dedicate it to them. Like Lisa Marie, I want to do a proper Lisa Marie day. The Lisa Marie day that we did was a topic. It wasn't, how can I say it? I want to have a day where when we discuss Lisa Marie, it's all the positive, good stuff. And we show her music, her iconic style, her personality. I want to show some great interviews with Lisa. The day we had yesterday was a very serious day. It was justice for Lisa Marie, because we want, allegedly, Michael Edwards, the alleged abuser, arrested, and we want Priscilla questioned as well, because she was in charge of protecting her daughter. So yesterday was a very serious 3 lives we did, demanding justice for Lisa Marie. Yeah. We're going to do another live. We're going to dedicate a whole day to Lisa Marie, but we'll do the nice stuff. The nice stuff. We're going to show her off. Show her how much we love her, miss her. Can't believe she's gone, all that stuff. So we are going to do more Lisa Marie days, more Anne Margaret days as well. Okay, guys? And many other people. Okay? So let's just read your comments. A nice seeing how we were having fun. Elvis refused to stay at the house for Christmas. When he came home from the army, he wasn't in town. Right. Oh, thanks, Pat. I will, and I will do more gardens in the life, and I'll move around as well. I'll move around. Yeah, not just sat here. It's quite messy behind me. So, but it is lovely. It's perfect. There's a very slight breeze and it's beautiful. My wife, I think, is at the gym. She goes to work at 12. I do tend to do a live when she's at work between 12 and 1, but I've started early this morning. So today I wanted to do the lives early so that I can spend the day out. Yeah, I specifically. Hi, Matthew. Okay. We'll just remember we're randomly clicking on different things and we're just seeing if we can find anything new. Let's see what this is, guys.
These blew my mind, and I love taking in the details of these that she took inside the ensuite bathroom, where we get a look at all of the lavender in here, as well as what appears to be old items, like the garbage can and the scale underneath the sink. It's a very cute bathroom. These blew my mind, and I love taking in the details of these.
Okay, I'm guessing that's, I think, I actually don't know which property that is. Oh, it's Graceland. It is Graceland. Okay. So we're just going to click on a few things, see what happens. Okay, guys? What happens? Let's have a look. Let's see what this is, guys.
People snap their fingers and some people just sway back and forth. I just sort of do them all together.
Right.
In 1957, Elvis Presley spent Christmas and New Year's Eve with his family. In 1957, Gladys, Elvis, and Vernon was putting up a Christmas tree up in his newly purchased home, Graceland. They were so very excited. It was a silver and very expensive tree. But while putting up the tree, there was a knock at the door. Elvis answered the door, and he was served with a U.S. Army draft notice. When Elvis received the notice, he looked over at his mother, Gladys, who was very upset. Gladys said, "Why? Why now?" But Elvis tried to look like he wasn't worried.
So this is great information. And Matthew, thank you. Matthew just said when Gladys was 13, she was a star basketball player on her school team. Wow. I never knew that. Matthew obviously knows a lot of stuff. Go to his channel, Hillbilly Cat. He's digging deep. He's taking deep dives into the history of Elvis and his parents, his great-grandparents, and further back. So, Matt, any information you have concerning our Gladys Day, our Gladys Presley Day that we're doing now here, let us know. I'll read it out. I'll keep it short, and I'll say it on here now. And so, welcome, Matthew. Right, let's keep going.
But deep down, he was very concerned, thinking his career was over. But then Elvis left the room to get himself together, to assure his mother Gladys that everything was going to be fine. But Elvis wanted to have a good Christmas and New Year's with his family, because he knew after this it would be 2 years before he could spend Christmas and New Year's with them. But sadly, it was his last New Year with his beloved mother, Gladys.
Oh, so sad. And then it says here, Gladys Presley's coffin and flowers at Forest Hill Cemetery. And of course, Elvis would have been shocked, wouldn't he? So it's sad, guys. It's sad. Let me just click on this, see what this is.
When news came out that Elvis bought a mansion in town, the handful of Memphis interior designers scrambled to compete for the bid. George Golden and his competitors, 2 female design firm representatives, were invited over to see what they could offer. The 2 ladies immediately hounded Gladys, shoving sample patterns at her and pushing her to choose one of them for the job. Finally, she'd had enough. She waved her hands in those women's faces and hollered, "Get away and leave me alone. Mr. Golden's going to do our work." When news
That's interesting. So let me just read Matthew's post. Gladys' sister Retha eloped when Gladys was 16. When Gladys was 18, she eloped just like Retha, but the man was already married. Teresa, I'm right over the ocean in Sydney, Australia, an hour away from Sydney Harbour. Wow. Elvis was never the same when Elvis lost his mum. We know that, guys. I love all these little clips, isn't it? We're learning lots of little things here. Let me go forward a minute.
People snap their fingers and some people.
Right, let me just put, I'm just going to put in the words Gladys Presley and just see what comes up. I like watching something I've never watched before. That's what I like. It appeals to me. Who's this? Here we go.
Gladys's parents were Octavia Dahl Mansell and Bob Smith. They were married on September 20th, 1903 in Mississippi when he was 23 and she was 27. Bob is wearing a pin on his lapel in this picture with the word grit on it. It was the name of a newspaper, but it must have meant something to him to wear it on his wedding day. They were married 28 years until Bob died suddenly of pneumonia in 1931. Gladys was just 19 years old.
Interesting. So Matthew says Gladys' younger brother Travis was deaf and walked on his hands everywhere. Wow, I didn't know that. When Gladys was 8, she eloped. Let's have a look. I really do think this took a toll on Gladys. Elvis going away. Yeah, definitely. 100%. 100%. Right. What else can we click on? Come on, guys. We're learning. Anything I click on, I've never clicked on before. See, look, that'll get blocked now. No music allowed. What's he say? Louise Smith talking about Gladys.
Well, she was real possessive of Elvis. And I guess it was due to the fact of her losing one of his twin, you know. But she was so particular over him, it was just unreal, you know. And he was the same way by her, though.
Oh, yeah.
That was his little satin. That's what he calls it, little satin.
Yeah. Guys, she was real possessive over Elvis because Jesse was stillborn. Yeah, they lost the twin. You know, I've heard it said many times that Elvis used to say, "Why me?" Right, what's this here? Let's have a look at this.
A bad thing. His mother had one, and I think he got that from her. But that's about the only quality that he got from her that wasn't good, because everything else about her was giving and warm and sharing and everything. But his temper was like a black cloud when it came in full blown, buddy. It was a Category 5 tornado, okay? It just covered all the area around, the whole room, the whole atmosphere. It's a bad thing. His mother.
Do you know it's funny? Because people mention his temper, yeah? But I will say this, guys. So what? He had a temper. So what? Many people have a temper. It's not a bad thing to have a temper. It depends. As long as you're not hurting anyone. Right. let's just listen to, there's 2 clips here I want to play, guys.
This is actually how he ended up in Elvis's world when Gary began clipping articles about a new singer from his hometown. When he
No, that's not it. Let's go to this one.
Well, I'm tired.
Let's take a drive up this hill.
We've read that. Let's keep going. So Matthew drops a new video today about Bob's final days on Hillbilly Cat on YouTube. So Louise turned Elvis down for a date, but introduced him to Credit and Layaway. Let's keep going. If Elvis never drafted, I really do believe Gladys would have lived longer. Yeah, I think you're right, Pat. I know you're super busy, but can't wait for another song reaction. I do them every now and then, Martha. I do them. If I hear a song that gets my attention, I'm like, right, I will do some more, Martha. I worry sick about things. I worry about Elvis, my kids. I miss Elvis so much. Sometimes I get that spiritual feeling. Feel yeah. Thanks, Luann. Elvis knew he would reunite with Gladys in heaven, so he was never searching for a new religion. But I'm not sure what you mean, Matt. So he was never searching for a new religion. That's not straightforward, that comment, is it? Because he was always searching. We know that Elvis researched all the religions and many spiritual things. We know about, is it the Dharma Lata, the lady up in the hills in Hollywood? So never searching for a new religion. I never really saw it in that way. The way I saw it was he made sure that he educated himself about all religions. But he was a true Christian, went everywhere with the Bible, would go down on his knees every night and pray. We read that story with the Stanley brothers when they were first introduced to Elvis, when they were children, around 4, 7, and 6, I think they were, when they first came to Graceland. One of the first things Elvis did, he put them to bed and they all got down on their knees and prayed together. So, yeah, I never ever thought that Elvis was trying to not be Christian. I never thought that. I always thought he is a Christian man. Yeah, I'm very proud of it, loved it. It was a massive part of who he was, all the way from a very, very young child. And in fact, Christianity isn't that a massive influence on his whole life, including his singing? Yeah. So, yeah, I never thought Elvis was searching for a new religion, ever. I've never thought that. But he knew about all the religions. He was very well read, wasn't he, Elvis? He was hungry for knowledge. That's one thing I've learned about Elvis. Just as a fan, guys, I'm no expert. He was very hungry for knowledge. He loved learning. So at Graceland in the meditation garden is a gravestone for Gladys with a Jewish star. It was hidden for 40 years. I didn't know that. That's news to me. I think when Gladys passed away, Elvis was never the same. Definitely. Of course, you don't have to think it, Pat. It's fact. Yeah. But he never was. He never questioned he would be with Gladys again. I agree. I think that's how he felt about his dad. I think Elvis and Vernon were closer than people realize. I personally think Vernon gets a bad rap. I've heard some pretty nasty things said about Vernon. It's so unfair to him. I think Vernon absolutely worshipped his son Elvis. Honestly, yeah. Whenever I hear any Elvis fans saying negative things about Vernon, I don't like it. I love Vernon. I think he's great. I think he had an impossible task. His son had gone from being completely normal to being the most famous man in the world with wealth that we can't even imagine. And Vernon was in the middle of all that and took it upon himself to try and help manage all of this, all the finances, the bills, the running of the staff, the running of the homes. Vernon had this massive challenge, impossible. He was given the impossible task and he just did his best to muddle through. So I I'm a big fan of Vernon, and when you see those pictures of Vernon on the steps with Elvis when they lost Gladys, it says it all. It says it all. I've always wondered why people were even allowed to take those pictures, because you can clearly see the grief on Elvis and Vernon's faces. Yeah, their expressions. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. You will never see me say a bad word about Vernon Presley ever. I think he truly, truly loved his son. Yeah, that's just me, guys. Let's have a look. Elvis was searching for a way to take his non-Christian friends to heaven with him. Oh, that's interesting. I'm just speaking out loud, thinking out loud. I would have thought Elvis would do his best to convert everyone that was not a Christian to become a Christian. Now, I can imagine Elvis reading the Bible and explaining the Bible's teachings to people that he liked that were not Christians. I can imagine Elvis converting thousands of people. I think Elvis, even through his gospel music, a big part of that was to introduce Christianity, the Bible, Jesus, God, to the masses, to the populations around the world through his gospel. We know that his gospel music was the most successful music he had. Yeah. So Elvis felt something. When Elvis sang gospel, we all know this, don't we, guys? He felt something. Yeah. It wasn't just singing. There was more happening. He felt connected to God. He felt close to God. Get it? Gospel music for Elvis wasn't just singing. Much more than that. Yeah. Just my opinion, guys. I wish Elvis and Gladys were here. Yeah, we all do, Teresa. Let's have a look. Yeah, Pat, I definitely will. Yeah, Pat, we will do a Vernon Presley Day. Pat, we will. It's a good idea, a great idea. Thank you. Yeah, I love Vernon so much. He loved Elvis so much and did his best. Elvis loved him too. I defend Vernon as well. Remember, whenever I say it, guys, not just me, we, Team Elvis, when we discuss defending Elvis, which is obviously our name, Defending Elvis Presley, is because I think we're very, very well known now. Yeah, Team Elvis, Defending Elvis. But we don't just defend Elvis Presley. We defend Elvis Presley, Lisa Marie Presley, and the bloodline. We defend Vernon Presley, Gladys Presley. We defend Benjamin Presley. We also defend Benjamin Q. We also defend Riley, Finley, and Harper. Yeah, it's very important to me that we defend the whole bloodline. Very, very, very important to me. Right. And we fall out with people because of it. We fall out with people. The people that don't want to support Lisa, the people that don't want to support Riley, they don't like it. I always see, if I do a Riley show now, I'll lose 5 subscribers. Unfortunately, there are some Elvis fans that have got it in for Riley. They've got it in for Lisa. It's a shame, because these are supposed to be Elvis fans. Yeah, but I've gone through all this yesterday, guys. We're not here to win popularity contests. We're here for the truth. We're here to defend Elvis and his family, and to expose the wrongdoing to Elvis and his bloodline. Yeah. Let's have a look. Vernon was an extraordinary man, and I will be covering his childhood very soon. Excellent, Matthew. We look forward to that. We look forward to that. Thank you. AM Fitchett are cute Elvis fans. They're great. Yeah, I've chatted to them a few times. We did. Me and AM Vintage did have a discussion about their views on Priscilla. I did try and put them right about a few things, but it was a very friendly chat. I am a big fan of AM Vintage. We were messaging each other quite a while. Yeah. So I recommend their channel. Okay, guys? Matt was a private person. Do you think I would approve people go through his home on tour? In my opinion, I don't think he would approve. Right. So hang on a minute. Let me just think. Right. Okay. Matt, Elvis was a private person. Do you think Elvis would approve of people going through his home on tour? In my opinion, I don't think he would approve. Right. This comes up a lot, Pat. This comes up a lot. Yeah. I've heard this many times. Elvis is a very private person. He wouldn't like everyone walking through his home. I'm going to tell you my views. Okay. Now, these are Louis' views. They're not your views. They're not the Elvis fans' views. Louis' views. Yeah. I think Elvis would love it. I think Elvis would absolutely love that his fans are able to see his life, that he through his land, his properties, and see how he lived, and see his possessions, his prized possessions, like his of course his all the things that he won. Yeah, all the awards that he was given. I think Elvis would love it. Don't forget, all these things were saved for a reason. Pat, you think about the amount of items that were saved. There are tens of thousands of items that were saved of Elvis's life, going right back to his childhood. Yeah, I think there was always an intention that one day there would be a memorial to Elvis's life, the way he changed the world, the good that he did. So I think, I'm going to disagree with you, Pat. I think Elvis would love it. Would love it. But that is only my opinion. Many of you may disagree. Many of you may say, oh no, he was private, he wouldn't like it. I don't agree. Elvis loved the fans. He loved the fans. He loved the fans hanging out at the gates. Loved it. So I think he would be very honoured that we, the fans around the world, want to visit Graceland, and that it's the second most visited tourist attraction in the world. I think he would love it. I think he would be proud. I also think Elvis would love the fact that we defend him. I honestly do. As long as we do it from kindness, from a good place, in a good way, I think Elvis loves that we defend him and Team Elvis. But we have to do it without hate, with no hate. So that's my opinion. Elvis, let's have a look. So Elvis loved to show people his home, and now that his family is gone, I think he would be tickled pink. Yes, there we are. But it doesn't mean we're right. It's just how I feel, how Matthew feels. There we are. Angie thinks he loved it. Pat is surprised, but we all have different views. Pat, it's okay. We can agree to disagree. Don't take it personally. I know what some people are like. They get upset. And then we never see them for 2 months. Then they come back. Then they drift back. Right. I heard Vernon was a pack rat, and that's why there is so much stuff. No, I know. Look, Linda, I know Vernon was a hoarder. Yeah, I know it. Yeah. So was Gladys. But come on. There's hundreds of thousands of items. There was a lot of hoarding happening from a lot of people. And I think Elvis was one of them. I think Elvis wanted everything safe. I was told, no, not told. I read that Elvis would even save all the stuff that was sent to him by fans. Yeah, Elvis would keep it all. Yeah, so I think they were all hoarders, all of them, including Elvis. But yeah, we know Vernon was. I agree upstairs should never be opened. I 100% believe that. That's my view again. 100%. That it should never be opened. Yeah, obviously it's Elvis's bedroom, it's Lisa's bedroom, so yeah, 100%. Vernon was a responsible man who saved stuff, but he did not hoard. Everything was cared for. Ugh, yeah, I still call it hoarding. Matt, you can say what you want. If you're saving shitloads of stuff, you're hoarding, but I mean that in a respectful way. Yeah, I mean it there's nothing wrong with hoarding, guys. Linda, so Tupelo is very special. Right. So I am going to have to go soon, guys. We are going to do a part 3. There's too much to go through. I'm going to do a part 3, okay? Let's see if I can just quickly play one more. I can hear the dogs barking. We've been on 55 minutes. Right, let's have a look. I'd like to just play one more clip. Don't worry, guys, more to come. Okay, guys. Let's just pause that a minute, guys. Right, so I'll read your last couple of comments. We're going to come back. We're going to have to do a part 3. There's too much to go through. Okay, guys. So, thank you to everyone. Guys, we're going to come back for part 3. Thank you for joining in on this special day today. The whole point of today is that we are honouring Gladys Presley, her birthday, her as a beautiful lady, as Elvis's mum, a very special lady. So, guys, this has been fun. This has been very interesting. You guys have made it very special. So, we're going to come back. Take care, guys. We're out of here. I'm back for part 3. I'm going to do some weightlifting. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to walk the dogs. And then we're coming back for part 3. And we're going to do a dog walk as well. Probably 2 dog walks. Take care, guys. Love you all.